Welcome back. Last week was my very first YouTube video that I have ever published in my life. I was scared, I was nervous, I didn't know even how to do it. I really had a fun time trying to edit, and you'll probably laugh at my mistakes. And I had no idea what the reception would be. My goal was to have at least one subscriber and also at least one like. And boy, my expectations have been exceeded more than 100-fold. Thank you, each of you, for watching the first video, providing such kind comments, encouragement, and support on my life journey and the amazing life that RVing has given me. I love having an RV. It has literally changed my life. It is the best decision that I have never, ever made in my life. It's given me a life of fun, excitement, adventure. It has allowed me to express and experience the love of the outdoors I have and the love for travel. And I'm so grateful for the sobering challenge of having cancer and having it help me relook at my life and help me decide what's more important. And that's the purpose of this video is nobody gets to live forever. And so what's most important to you, and how are you going to spend the remaining time that you have? And so I hope that you learn from my adventures as I look at the fun and the adventure, and also look at solving problems and taking care of all of the inconveniences that come up along the way. So welcome aboard. Thanks for coming back. And my objective this week, as I have been saving up my holidays all year, and I'm going to go on a mega 3-week vacation to Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Everglades, and also to Key West. And I am so happy to do it in this amazing RV, which I love so much. This RV, I look at it as a spaceship or a time capsule because it allows me to literally change the weather. I started this morning in 20-degree weather in close to Indianapolis, and here I am, 63 degrees, enjoying the sunshine and the amazing warmth of the outside. I'm so happy to travel with this little one here. He's my best friend in the world. He is so fun to go hiking with, to traveling with, and to enjoy all of my adventures with me. And that's the name of this channel, is Starship Adventures with Beau. And every adventure I have, he gets to experience. And so buckle up, and please let me know what you like or don't like in the comments. Thank you again for your support, your kind words, and your encouragement. It's Friday night at 6 p.m. and I am all ready for the big adventure. Leaving the U-Haul storage lot in Indianapolis, off to Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Everglades, and then to Key West. Everything's all hooked up, everything's all packed. It's kind of late, but I'm glad that I'm leaving tonight instead of tomorrow morning, and glad that it's not snowing. And with me is Beau. You can see him in the back seat. He is all ready to go and off to a big adventure. So far, I have traveled 53.6 miles, and the power boost generator is supplying power to the Airstream, and I'm really happy with my gas mileage. That's 12.7 miles per gallon, and that is with the generator supplying power to the Airstream, running the heat pump, and also the Airstream water tank is completely full in preparing for 2 nights boondocking on the way to Orlando. So far so good. Great trip, great gas mileage, never paid such a little amount for gas at BP. It was only, with my discount, $2.45 a gallon. So fantastic trip so far. Looking forward to my next stop coming up at Cracker Barrel. It's 8:30 p.m. on Friday night, and made it about 47 miles south of Indianapolis to Seymour, staying at the Cracker Barrel for night. Thanks to Cracker Barrel for your hospitality. And there's no snow, there's water on the ground, but the weather looks pretty nice. The power boost is, even though you don't hear anything, it's on generator mode. So based on the needs of the power, or how much power the RV needs, it turns the engine on and off during the night and just idles the engine to provide enough power back to the RV, where I'm running the heat pump. I've just been running the blender, also the air fryer, and also space heater. So a lot of power usage. And even though I'm in the parking lot of Cracker Barrel, living in the lap of luxury. Thank you, Cracker Barrel, for an amazing night's sleep. A parking lot that is nice and spacious as any campground. Had a fantastic night and ready to head out at 6:30 a.m. Beau had a great night's sleep and he's ready for the day's adventures. Beau loves watching dog shows on TV. He thinks that's the best thing ever. And these shows are just for him, for his personal entertainment. I looked the other way and Beau just hopped up on the table. Thought he could get some snacks or be closer to me. He thinks that table is his now. 7:03 in the morning. No light traffic, no snow, and no rain. So great start on my way to Orlando. And just looking at the Ford Power Boost settings, it's the RV is connected to Circuit B, currently pulling 640 watts. That's the refrigerator, the Starlink, the PepWave router, and some indirect lighting. That's really eye-opening for me to realize the amount of power that the Airstream pulls just from basically doing nothing. And looking at the solar I have installed on the top, I have an additional panel. So I have 400 watts of solar, normally comes with 300. And I thought, boy, that's all I ever need. Wrong, because when you have 400 watts of solar on top, the most I've ever gotten on a bright sunny day is around 200, 250. So I just about cut that in half. And so if this was a bright sunny day, which is not, it's dark and in the morning, I would still be at a negative 400 watts. And so that's the issue. If I just keep driving, my battery will die, and it has died. And I wondered, what is wrong with my batteries? And here I am, some trucks pulling out in front of me, and I'm glad I got that on cam. That it was a very dangerous move for that truck to pull out like that. But yeah, you always have to be aware, have situational awareness, what's going on, and I say your life can change in the blink of an eye. Passing through Louisville, and update on the tire pressure monitoring system, monitoring the tires on the Airstream. Come to understand it's important to monitor the tires, both the pressure and the temperature. It came with Goodyear's, but I switched those out for Michelin Agilis 16-inch wheels and tires. These are the same ones that came on the Classic. I really don't think that there's any way you could spend too much money on tires or tire safety, given how important they are and how much damage they can cause if things go wrong. So glad to know that they seem to be working well. Tire pressures are within spec, and certainly have a lot of confidence knowing that there's no tire problems, and certainly we have the best equipment possible to pull the Airstream. All right, coming into the first buc-ees of the trip. I'm excited for a gas station with more products and more good things to eat than I can possibly imagine. Let's see how
you've entered the parking lot for your destination.
Does not look to be that busy, so I'll give you an update. Check it out, only $2.22 for regular. Never paid that cheap for gas in 20 years. So thank you, buc-ees, for making this mega vacation so affordable. Thank you, buc-ees. $2.24 a gallon means my fill up is only $53. Never filled up for $53 before, and I got to go in and buy a lot of things I never would have normally. Well, first of all is bread, so needed some bread, got that. Let's check out the haul. And glazed cashews for on the road. Those will be yummy and tasty. Let's see what else we got. Wildflower honey for French toast coming up tomorrow morning, which I'm excited about. And then let's see what else we have in here. Never had this before, but you can never guess what it is. Yes, it is pickled beets. Who would eat a pickled beet? I hear they're good for you. I'll try one and see what it tastes like. Next, we have strawberry preserves. Well, nothing like strawberry preserves to put on French toast. Well, let's try that pickled beet. Never had one in my life. It smells pickled. It smells like pickles and looks like a beet. I'm going to try one and see what it tastes like. Oh wow, not bad. It's delicious. It's a little sweet, tangy, and certainly very healthy. So thank you, buc-ees, for having such amazing variety of food to buy. Thank you for the cheap gas. And I'm continuing on my way with Beau to Orlando. Going through Bowling Green, just past the National Corvette Museum, the Corvette Factory, and looking at the mileage, very happy with 12.7 mpg. That is with a 3/4 full freshwater tank, and also supplying 680 watts to for operations in the Airstream, towing, supplying electricity, and also going through 36 degrees. That's really good gas mileage with 224 per gallon. This will be a very inexpensive trip. I remember when I was first thinking about the Airstream, for some reason, I really wanted a Cybertruck, and thought, hey, the Cybertruck metal and the Airstream metal would be a great match together. But when it came out, didn't have the range, and it was more expensive than advertised, I looked for alternatives. Next thing I wanted was a Hummer, and boy, spinning the clock forward, the Hummer didn't work out. But I am so happy with this Ford Power Boost. It's a 2021 Ford Power Boost. I am happy with the capabilities, the ride, the handling, and the reliability. Absolutely would recommend anyone that has an RV to purchase a Ford or a Power Boost because it's such a capable truck and such a reliable vehicle. Thank you, Ford, for taking me so many places and having so few problems and asking for so little in return. I'll give you an update as we continue down the road. Second night on the way from Indianapolis to Orlando, and I am going to be staying at another Cracker Barrel. Thank you, Cracker Barrel, for your hospitality. Look at this site. There's no other campers around, plenty of room, foliage, there's bushes, it is landscaped, much better than even many commercial campgrounds. So my heart goes out to you, Cracker Barrel. Thank you for the night at boondocking, and tomorrow we're going to head out and actually arrive at Fort Wilderness. It is Sunday morning at 5 a.m. And before I head off to Disney Fort Wilderness, I wanted to give you a tour of my memory board, the whiteboard that comes in the Flying Cloud Airstream. I have special mementos of amazing places I've been over the last 3 years. Jurassic World, Cataract Falls, my favorite park, Brown County State Park, Pokagon State Park, where you actually get to ride a bobsled. We have Rocky Mountain National Park, Indy 500, Pictured Rocks, Pikes Peak, Disney World, Hocking Hills, Gateway Arch, Epic Universe, Turkey Run State Park, Mammoth Caves, Colorado, Brown County, Dark Universe at Epic Universe, and we have the NASA Kennedy Space Center, French Lick, Silver Dollar City, and Southernmost Point in the continental United States at Key West. Hope to add to this in the future. The shower in the 23-foot Flying Cloud is amazing. It's huge, it's comfortable, but looking at it, it seemed a little dark. So what I did is I got a rechargeable light that I can mount on the ceiling from Amazon, and the only all I have to do is to turn it on, and all of a sudden it becomes light. I have to recharge it, but I think it's a great trade-off for having extra light in the shower. 3 of my favorite appliances in the Flying Cloud. On the left is the Berkey water filter. Provides clean drinking water no matter where I'm at. In the middle is the Vitamix blender. And then on the right is my newest appliance, which is an air fryer. These appliances make camping glamping. And these appliances are amazing. I'm in the Cracker Barrel parking lot camping overnight. It's Sunday morning, and I'm connected with my only source of power is the F-150 power boost, supplying 120 electricity to the Airstream. And here I'll let you listen to the blenders, see if you can see what's going on. Going to turn it on. I don't know if you can hear, but it sounds like it's cutting in and out. Not sure if it's a problem with the power boost or if it's a problem with the blender. So my plan is when I get to Disney's Fort Wilderness, I'll connect it to City Power and see if it solves the problem, meaning it's a problem with the power boost, or if it doesn't, it means it's time to get the blender either repaired or replaced. One thing that I loved about the Globetrotter was the lights, the indirect lighting on top of the cabinets. And I really wanted a Globetrotter. They stopped making the Globetrotter 23 foot after I ordered mine. And so I thought, you know what? I think I can figure out how to put indirect lighting on top of the cabinets. So what I did is I installed a control panel over here. And when I turn it on, I have indirect lighting on top of this cabinet, the cabinets in the bedroom, and the cabinets in the kitchen. It's really nice to have that indirect lighting because that light bounces off of the aluminum ceiling and provides a really bright glow inside the entire interior of the Airstream. Something else I loved about the Globetrotter trim was that all the cabinets had automatic lights. You open a cabinet and you have light inside the cabinet. And I thought, you know, I bet I can figure out how to do that on the Flying Cloud. So what I did, I became a little crafty, and I installed indirect lighting in the inside the upper lip of every single cabinet. I installed this switch over here with the door, so every time I open the door, the light comes on and it turns off. It's connected into the 12-volt power supply, so I don't have to worry about recharging batteries. Here's another cabinet over in the kitchen. Every single cabinet is wired so that it turns on automatically. I love that so much. I thought, wow, I should do that to all the cabinets. So I went to even the existing cabinets, the closet, the wardrobe, and I wired up switches so that when I open the door, the lights come on, and it's very easy to see what's inside the cabinet to get what I need. Something else I really liked about the Globetrotter trim was the white Corian countertops. And mine came in, it did not have white Corian countertops. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get the Airstream I want. So it broke my heart. I got it in. I physically ripped out all the countertops and replaced them with white Corian. And it turned out so much better than I thought. And so I thought, if I was going to do the countertop, why don't I look at the rest of the counter surfaces and have them match? I then looked at the table, and the table was originally this big rectangle that was hard to scoot around. It was hard to use. I thought, hey, it's just me and Beau. I do not need this huge table that's hard to get around. And so I measured and came up with all different shapes. I was thinking a hexagon, and I thought, you know what? A circle is the perfect shape. So I turned that into a circle. I took off the sliding mechanism. The original counter was all janky and tables all janky and wobbly. But if you can see, this one is as solid as a rock. I'm so happy with the way that this center dinette table turned out, and it's just exactly what I need. And then I thought, why stop there? There's actually a little nightstand, and why not make that match the countertops in the kitchen and in the dining room? And so I took out the nightstand table and put Corian there. And I thought, you know, there's one place else. Where else has a countertop? And that is the bathroom. So back to the bathroom. Let's go back to look to see. And what do you know? It also has the exact matching white Corian that's in the kitchen and in the dining and in the nightstand. So altogether, it's a fantastic look. I love how clean it looks. It opens it up. You know, RVs are small anyway. Anything you can do to open it up, including lighting and countertops, really makes a world of difference. And I'm so happy with the convenience of this RV and how it has turned camping into glamping. I love being here, and I look forward to camping every single weekend because of how nice it is and how perfect it is for my needs. 6:30 a.m. in the parking lot of Cracker Barrel, ready to hit the road. Calhoun, Georgia. Next stop is Fort Wilderness at Disney World. And Beau is checking everything out, ready to go. Thank you, Cracker Barrel, for such hospitality. Thank you, Airstream, for allowing me to not camp, but glamp in the lap of luxury. And thank you, Ford Power Boost, for supplying all the power I needed last night to have such an enjoyable evening. Ready to head out and ready for an exciting day. I put the stabilizer jacks down on the Airstream, so when I walk around inside, it doesn't bounce around. And I thought, wow, what can I do to make sure that when I take off, I don't forget that they're down and cause major damage to the Airstream? And so I came up with a pretty clever idea, and that is the drill to bring up the stabilizer jacks. I put it on my car seat, so there's no way I can sit down without remembering, hey, I need to bring up the stabilizer jacks. Driving through downtown Atlanta at 7:52 in the morning, there's a crash that caused all lanes of traffic to be closed. That's why there's not a lot of traffic right now. I was able to take an exit, get around it, and very happy to get back on my way to Disney Fort Wilderness. Stopping at Buc-ees on the way to Fort Wilderness, and Beau is ready for his walk. And we are almost there. Only 5 more hours to Disney. 1 hour and 45 minutes to my destination of Fort Wilderness. And I stopped to get gas, and so I've got a full tank, don't have to make any more stops. And I'm really excited because look at the temperature. It is now 80 degrees. Who would have known that the weather would be so warm, so pleasant? And an RV is literally a tool that allows you to change the weather just by driving south. Now it's time for true confession. I was so excited to get to the campsite, I just couldn't wait. Normally I travel 60 miles an hour, which I think is the perfect speed for pulling. It's safe, I get the best gas mileage, but I kept creeping up faster and faster. And I was actually going 75 miles an hour. I was thinking the last couple of hours won't hurt as I make my way to my final destination. Well, something happened I'd never seen before. See that gauge right there? That's the temperature gauge for my transmission. And unbeknownst to me, that kept creeping up and up and up. And it went from yellow, which is normal range, to orange right before it turned red. And the transmission was making noises that I hadn't heard before. So, word to the wise, Ford F-150 is an amazing vehicle, but pulling a RV at 75 miles an hour is just too fast. It exceeds the safety recommendations, the capabilities of the F-150, and so from now on, doesn't matter how long it takes, I'm going to be going no faster than 60 miles an hour, and that will be the best speed for the transmission, for the truck, and for the RV, and also maximize safety. Into a little bit of a traffic jam. Hopefully this will clear up soon, or it'll be longer than I even expected. Check it out. After a very long drive, finally arriving at Disney World. So happy to be here. This road right outside of Fort Wilderness reminds me of Brown County State Park. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, and it reminds me of the outdoors in every way possible. This is it, my favorite campground of all time, which is Disney Fort Wilderness Resort. I am so happy to be here. 2 days and 2 nights of camping and driving. Finally made it. Hooray, hooray, our destination is made. Check out the Christmas decorations at Disney's Fort Wilderness. So happy to be here, and a great place to spend the holidays. My favorite campground that I've ever been to, and I am beyond excited right now. Checking into the reception outpost to get the final paperwork and get assigned my final assignment to my campsite. All right, great campsite at Disney's Fort Wilderness, Loop 300, Site 354, and it's really nice. Has a barbecue area, a picnic table, and a cement, totally level parking spot. Very happy to be here. Love the campsite. Pulling into the Magic Kingdom, and there is Sleeping Beauty's castle and the railroad terminal, and also the boat launch docks. There's the monorail sporting red and green underglow lights for Christmas. This is Beau riding the monorail, making friends with everybody on board. Have a fun time, Beau. This is Beau taking the monorail to the Polynesian. And as you can see, Beau is very friendly and he loves riding the monorail. Check out the world famous noodles at Tambu Lounge. Yummy, yummy. Beau is checking out the world famous Polynesian Resort, having a great time exploring all the fun of Magic Kingdom. Beau wanted to get his own Dole Whip Swirl Cup. Boat launch at Magic Kingdom. The red glow of Space Mountain at night. Everywhere you go, blow-ups, lights, Christmas lights, decorations, and ornaments. And what's really amazing, it's 80 degrees today, and yet it's fully Christmas with the decorations that are out.